This last weekend, I was at the Emirates Stadium watching Arsenal get very close to winning their first Premier League title in 20 years. The atmosphere in the stadium was incredible. 60,000 people in support of us achieving this one goal. And when I was sitting in the stadium, I had this thought that actually it's always more convenient to watch the game at home. In the same way, it's easier to watch Netflix than it is to go to the cinema. But nothing, and I mean nothing, would replace the experience of sitting in that stadium, watching our team get very, very close to achieving the ultimate goal. There's this notion today that physical experiences, especially since the pandemic, are in the decline. People don't want to go to restaurants, to go to cinemas, to go to maybe even live sporting events. Everything is becoming digital. We had this period of time when everyone was talking about the metaverse, that maybe we would be digital avatars in a digital reality, so you won't actually have to leave your home at all. And now in 2026, with AI accelerating so fast, the digital world isn't just convenient, it's becoming better and better, and almost even better maybe than some physical experiences. So the question becomes, and this is a pertinent question for moving forward, is that why should we even leave the house? Everything is on our laptop. I have a feeling that we've got this thought completely backwards. I went to go and see Project Hail Mary in IMAX, the new Ryan Gosling movie, and the cinema was packed. I couldn't get a reservation in IMAX for 2 weeks. Since then, that movie has smashed all the box office records. This new movie that came out about Michael Jackson is doing the same thing. People want to be in public arenas. This trend has got a name now. It's IRL, in real life experiences. In 2026, people have started to choose physical in-person experiences again. And I think this is a trend that will continue. The more digital and the more AI created and AI steered the world is going to become, the more people will crave tangible, real-life experiences surrounded with other people. I think this is even taking root in the longevity and health space. We talk about this idea of a third space. People don't want to be just at work and at home. And since the pandemic, in some cases, for people that work from home, those have collapsed into one location. People are looking for alternative spaces in which to live their life. And let's look at the science. It clearly backs this up. People, as we talk about all the time, are obsessed with this idea of longevity now. Wellness, supplements, nutrition plans, sleep optimization, wearables. But what the data really shows, beyond every single other modality, is the most important thing is the quality of relationships and human connections that we have with each other. Why? Because this is the core of who we actually are. As human beings, as Homo sapiens, we are tribal by nature. And unfortunately, as much as we may try and engineer it, digital tribes are not the same as physical connections with people. Let's rewind a little bit and talk about AI. So I think now in 2026, we talk about digital communities on Instagram and following this KOL or influencer, but we're very quickly getting to the stage, and we're probably 6 months away from this, where people really cannot distinguish whether who they're following online is real or generated by AI. The models, Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, are getting better and better that this is just becoming a reality. So again, what happens in that situation? People will want physical connections more and more with people. They'll want to be around people. To verify, are the communities that I'm building around based on something real or something generated by an artificial intelligence? One thing I learned this past weekend is you cannot, and you never will, be able to replicate the experience of chanting with 60,000 people in a stadium where everyone has a shared goal. I think that's the most wonderful thing about sports as well. It's one of the last sanctioned arenas in modern life where tribalism is a positive, engaging force, which for the most part is healthy and in tune with our biology. And let's wind this back to this topic of entrepreneurship and business. We've been told for the last 10, 15, 20 years, and there's truth in it, that anyone can start a business from TikTok, or they can set up a website on Shopify, and everyone can build everything digitally now. For quite some time, we were told that this idea of physical retail is dead. I worked in the beauty industry for many years, and this was the case, that when e-commerce came, it really came as a wave. But the reality is the digital space is already completely oversaturated. And with AI, that's going to be catalyzed tenfold beyond that. What remains and what cannot so far be replicated is physical spaces, physical people. And for anyone building a brand in any sort of category nowadays, that's going to be a differentiator. And the reality for me, whilst building a brand for this longevity business that I'm going to talk to you more about, is that I'm focusing on the physical. We're building a physical location. And all the digital things that I do beyond that to promote that area will still filter to that physical space. The physical space is the core. That's the core community of what I'm building. Look, the reality is this: AI is going to do incredible, transformative things to our experience as human beings. But for all the incredible things it's going to do and achieve, the most important things in human life will still be this: being present, being together, and being fundamentally still human.